What's up? Welcome to the YouTube channel. Thanks so much for popping over here and getting yourself a little bit deeper into the story. Today's story, we're going to be talking about David Grush and why he backed out of the SALT conference. If you guys caught me on TikTok last night or on YouTube, I was super excited because David Grush, the whistleblower who came out and told the world about reverse engineering programs, is now backing down or backing out of the SALT conference that we were supposed to have with a general. Now, the general is one of the people who talks. He works with the Pentagon. He works with Sean Kirkpatrick. He was up there. He was kind of one of the guys who talked a little bit about our balloon that kind of floated across, the Chinese spy balloon. So he had talked a little bit about that information, and now he is diving into a SALT conference with David, and I was super excited about it because they were going to have conflicting views on the situation. David believes that there was a reverse engineering program, and he had been told that by his superior officers. He has had clearance checked to do so. It means he went up to his officers, his bosses, and said, look, I'm going to come out and do this. And they said, as long as you don't say that it's true, it's fine. So he had a caveat situation where he said, this is what I've been told. And he went on TV and he came in front of the world and said it. Very interesting. Now, we had a general who was coming out of the woodworks, and he was telling us that, no, there's no such thing as a reverse engineering program. And Sean Kirkpatrick, who it happens to be the AARO's CEO, former CEO, also said the same thing. And we have a lot of wind happening across the industry who people are like, what's going on? Sean Kirkpatrick's lying about this. And the Pentagon's lying about this. Are they, though? I mean, these are the people who would have the information, right? Are they using this as a reverse technique? Something similar to, oh man, what is it? The UFO that crashed Roswell incident, right? When all of a sudden a UFO crashed and it spread like wildfire across the United States, and all of a sudden the government came out and backtracked and said, whoa, 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 that wasn't a UFO, that was a weather balloon. Covered up. It could be. I don't know anymore. Maybe they are telling the truth. Maybe this isn't a UFO reverse engineering program, but maybe it would be considered maybe there's a new term for it. I don't know, an interdimensional reverse engineer program, right? So no, there isn't a UFO program. You gotta find the words very specifically. We know this because they just recently came out with a project, oh God, what's the name of it? Project Kona Blue. Did you guys hear about that? Project Kona Blue project. Now, this was the government's UFO reverse engineering program that they just recently dropped out and let everybody know about. And this stated that there was a program in search of UFOs that we donated a bunch of money to, but they decided against releasing this information, and they weren't able to find any UFO information. So it kind of just died. And that's what the Pentagon said. I find that funny, though, because, again, this Grush conference that was supposed to happen, the SALT conference, we had conflicting information from David as well as the general. The general's on the opposing side stating that the Pentagon says, no, there's no such thing as a reverse engineering program. No such thing. Really? Right? That's what I say to that. Because when that same guy, general came up on stage during the time of the Chinese spy balloon that floated across the United States, we got pictures, we got evidence, we got to see that Chinese spy balloon get pulled out of the water. Photos and everything exploded across the internet. But the other thing, the UFO, UAP, USO, or interdimensional object that was shot down over Alaska and then also over Huron, Lake Huron, and then that popped up in Montana, as well as South Carolina, that shut down airports, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. Where is that? Because we had an officer from the Pentagon come out and say, you know what? We have a research rescue mission essentially underway, a recovery mission, underway to go get the objects that have crashed on ice in Alaska. It should be an easy recovery process, and we're looking forward to updating you as soon as we learn more. We never learned more. Okay? So, going back to the general statement, do they have a reverse engineering program? Tim Burchett thinks so. Tim Burchett happens to be one of our Congress men and women. Also, speaking of that, men and women of Congress, Luna just came out last night and said that they are working on having a new conference take place, which is going to be taking place for USOs, underwater submerged objects. Yeah, that's right. UFOs are not just in the sky. They are also underwater. They are all domain. So now we get to be learning a little bit more about that. Now, this is not the first time we heard the term USO. We actually heard that last year, around this time, maybe a little later, August, October-ish. But that was it. Like, no one ever covered it. No one dove down deep into that situation, no pun intended. But we did not dive deep into it. So, makes me curious, makes me wonder what they're going to be doing. Because honestly, the hearings that we're having need to be hard. Like, we need some rock solid evidence. We need people who have been firsthand on these, like, almost have touched the UFO. If not, show us debris, because we need the news to pick up on these stories, because honestly, it's not going to do anything until the news picks up on these stories. Otherwise, there's just no point in doing it, because you're going to always have those people who are like, man, whatever, doesn't exist. It's government. No matter what you tell them, they're not going to believe you. So, I don't know what to say. It's going to make it very difficult. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you guys so much for chilling. Yeah, this is going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. What do you guys think of this? Let me know in the comment section. This is opposite. You're not going to find this video on TikTok. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.